Hello everyone and welcome back to Prepping for the New Year, and we're making a kit. So in today's video, if you guys haven't watched the previous ones, the first one we picked out these beautiful paper sets. So I have different page kits here. So we're making page kits, which is unusual. I usually make monthly kits, so all the papers would just be together. This time I've paired them out into 18 different page kits, and if you guys haven't watched that video, I have the playlist linked down below in case you guys want to watch and catch up. But here are all my page kits made from 4 different 12x12 paper pads by 4 different manufacturers. We're going crazy this time. And then the second video we picked out 6x6 papers and pocket pages. And in the third video we did stickers and some of the little tchotchkes here. Oops, my bad. Like washi tape, paper clips, chipboard. We talked about all sorts of stuff in that one. But today we have what you guys have all been waiting for. Today we're doing ephemera, which is die cuts, those little bits and pieces that come with your kits. We have doilies, we have tags, and we have bags, little bags. So today this is the color scheme we're working with, and if you guys haven't made a kit with me before, what I do is, since my ephemera is generally sorted out by color, not exactly by all colors, but mostly by color, I grab a color and then we work with it and see if there's any matches to fit with the kit. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to start with pink because we have a lot of pinks. And I'm going to bring any pink related item up to the forefront of the stack here. So that way we can see all the pinks we have. And I know some of these are the same shade of pinks. So, and the reds. I think pink and reds together in my stash. So we got some pinks, pinks, pinks. Not that these other ones don't have pink in them. It's just that these are the star papers that I put on top or tried to put on top, so that we can get a different feel for the different shades in this. Oh, and here's one I included scraps in. We'll include that one. We already got that one accounted for. This one's different. Maybe I'll take out this one. Those ones are the same. And we have this one, again different. And these two are both Maggie Holmes, so we can put those away. So I'm going to plop all these underneath these ones. So we have some pinks here that we're looking at, and some reds. We got one red. So now we can kind of see what we're working with. Now, like I mentioned in the previous videos, I'm not kitting each individual kit. So all my die cuts are going to go in one spot, which I don't have a spot to put them right now. So I'm going to pull out a little dish to stack them on for the time being. So I'm going to stack all the ones we're going to keep on this little ring dish over here. Actually, I'll keep out one of these other dishes too, just in case we get an overload there. But I like using these dishes to organize my die cuts and stuff. So like I said, we're going to start with the pink, and what I do is just grab them out of their container, plop them down, and start going through them. This is a homemade embellishment I made, which I think does go pretty well, so I'm going to keep that one out. And essentially what I'm looking for is color and theme. So if you guys didn't know, I'm doing a DC album with these page kits. So I'm just going to pull out things that kind of remind me of DC or remind me of, like this where it says fun. But if we look here, this could go with this paper. Not a lot of options, but I think we'll keep it. Kind of goes. But anything that reminds me of DC or a story at DC, stars are very, very DC, so I'm going to put those over there. This red shade's close, but not exactly. Little tag. And essentially by kitting things now, it sounds like I'm saying kidding, but I'm saying kitting. I have these tiny little tags. By kitting things now, it'll save you some time in the long run because you're going through your die cuts once to kit with a lot of different kits. Does that make sense? If you guys have watched Nicole Jones, she probably does a better job explaining it. But I'm just going to go through here. We got some tags. Now these are a deeper red than I have in my stash, so we're going to put those away. Although they might match something over here, so I'll keep one. I'll keep one. And you don't want too many options, which I know a lot of people have said in the past that my kits are very large and how could I possibly work with them. I like a lot of options. I'm one of those people who cannot have too little of an option. I'll just avoid my kit if I did that. We got little tags, we got big rosettes, we got a lot of red in here as well. This little label works really well. This kind of matches this color red. This one's a little too bright. Really like geotags for traveling, so I'm going to pull that one out. And of course, this isn't the only color we're going to go through. I'm going to go through all of the colors related to this. Really like the envelope. This baby pink's perfect, which is from Ellie Studio. Got some photo corners here. And you just kind of keep going through it. I mean, I've done this before, I talk through it, so you guys can kind of follow along. So if you guys are following along, which I highly recommend, if you watch this video once and saying, I should follow along next time I make kits, highly recommend. I usually do that if I'm making if I'm making a kit and want to watch a YouTube video, I do it with someone that's making a kit. That way I stay on track. Here's more of those stars. I'm going to pull out a couple of those because I think they go really well. A love ticket, that's kind of cute. But again, a lot of this stuff won't match. But again, if you're doing page kits that are not related to certain photos, like I know these ones are going to go for my DC photos, I know what not to pick out. Like this donut I could pick out because it goes well, but does this have anything to do with DC? No, it does not. I do not recall a single time we got donuts in DC, so I can kind of eliminate that from the process. But if you're doing ones that don't have photos related, it will be much harder. Which is why I understand a lot of people start with photos, because that is much easier. In a way, I am starting with photos. I already have my photos printed. I already know what they are of. And this goes well with them. So that's kind of my process. I did start with photos. So it kind of works. That's a little cute floral. But again, do what works for you. If something that is on YouTube that everyone else is doing doesn't work for you, don't do it that way. You really don't have to. These rosettes are really pretty. Another one of those stars. A lot of things I'm pulling out I've noticed are Ellie Studio. I'm trying to think. We did see ducks down there. I'll include it. I have these couple of vintage pieces. These are actually from Jolie's Boutique. So I'm going to pull these out. Now, not an exact color match, but if we do a neutral background, that might come in handy. This crown's kind of cute and vintage, because I have a lot of vintage stuff going on here. Another giant donut. And this isn't all of my pinks either. I have more in here. And if you don't feel like going through your entire stash of certain colors, then don't. I have this piece that says Bonjour, which is cute, but not cute enough to make it. I have these vintage tags from Seven Gypsies, which I'm going to pull out. I think those are a good idea. We went to a lot of museums. So I'm kind of flipping through my other items that are left in there to make sure I don't want to take everything out. Because I'm not a huge die cut person. You guys know based on your own styles whether you use a ton of die cuts or not. I do not use a ton of die cuts. It really depends. Some days I could use 500, some days I could use none on a layout. There's been several times where I use none. So it really depends on what kind of mood you're going for or what you tend to do. Kind of going off screen here, sorry about that. And I have a video about storing my die cuts, I think somewhere on my channel. And I'll try to link that down below in case you guys are interested. And again, if you haven't watched the rest of this little mini series I'm doing, I would highly recommend you see the full process start to finish. It'll make more sense that way, at least to me, maybe not to you. I think these are really cute. And just based on the pinks we've pulled out, I technically don't need to pull out any more of any other color, but I'm going to look through them anyway. I'm definitely done with pinks though. We got like 2,000 pinks over there. But again, I like options. Should you have stopped maybe when one bowl was full? Maybe. So maybe you should have. So maybe you should not go as far as I do. Do what's best for you or what you think's best for you, and then if it doesn't work that time, condense it down. It does take up time, but if you find this fun, it doesn't feel like it's taking up time. Did you guys just see me drop all of that? That's okay. So I'm going to put this stuff back. And you might be thinking or asking yourself about multi-colored die cuts, and I just put them in one of the other pockets. So they'll go in a solid color, so they'll be in pinks or blues. I just saw these out of the corner of my eye. These are from We Are Memory Keepers. I'm going to pull these out. They kind of remind me of some stuff in DC. And then there's some vellum pieces. So pink is done. Was it a success? I do not know. We will not know until I scrapbook with it. Okay, next up, we've got lots of stuff. Let's do neutrals next, I think. Let's do neutrals, which is a big pile, in case you guys didn't know. But if we want to switch these out, which I kind of do, I'm going to put some more on top. Kind of do a fan look here. Kind of get some different options going. And if you have a bigger like dining room table or a desk, that might work better for this. By all means, spread out. I still have a bunch under here, but they're pretty much same color schemes. We got the greens and the blues represented fine, and of course the pinks back there. So bring some neutrals in. Maybe you should start with neutrals if you're more of a neutral person. These are just circles that I have in my stash. I'm just going to pull these out. Kind of nifty. Polaroids are good. Tags, journaling spots. I'm not going to pull this craft color in if I don't have to. I think it'll be very distracting. I've got these little tab pieces. I'm definitely going to pull in the silver, but this rose gold is going to be really hard to use with my kit, so we're going to put that one back. More Polaroid frames. I know where those are if I need them. A gear, more frames. There's this little tab in here that's kind of caught. It says you are here, or it says you are. It's kind of cute. Obsessed with this. Cute, cute, cute. I really love tags, guys. It's one of my addictions. Just kind of pulling them out. This one's fun that says Seek Beauty. I like how it contrasts with that black. More black pieces. It's caught to a green piece, which is interesting. That's supposed to go in the green pile. I like this lock. There's no rhyme or reason. There really isn't. It's mostly by color or theme. So I'm not going to put a cat die cut in my DC album, unless I know I saw a cat in my trips to DC, which we had not. So, if you guys don't have your die cut sorted this way, you might find it easier to do it a different way, which more power to you if you know how it's easier. Because you want to do it the easiest way possible. For yourself, of course. So I'm just scrolling through these. Now you don't have to pick every label that's like blank and try to fit it into your kit. Obviously you have a lot of gray labels or a lot of black labels, but they don't all need to be in there. And I'm just putting these away as I go when I find one I don't need or don't want. And then again, trying to remember when we went, what we did when we were there, and if I have a piece for it. It's essentially what I'm doing for all of the colors. This is cute. Life is an adventure. I like those tags a lot. And some of my tags are with the die cuts and some of them aren't. Some of them are just in the tag pile, which we'll go over those in this video too. Do I need a lightning bolt? No, I do not. I think I'm pretty much done with neutrals, but we're going to keep looking as we sift through. Again, you don't have to go through every piece, especially if you have it sorted a different way. If you know a whole pack of your cardstock die cuts in your stash will go with it, then just pull those out. No big deal. Yeah, I think that's pretty much the end of neutrals. I don't think there should be any more that I really want, at least that I know of. I guess when I see it, I'll know that I want it. That's how it usually goes, at least. Sorry if I'm a little off frame. I don't want to be off screen the whole time there. Here's a little black heart. That's cute. We'll keep it. Again, I haven't decided how I'm going to store all of the die cuts yet. I pulled out those little dishes, but those obviously won't fit all of them because I pull out a lot. Because I have a problem. I love die cuts. And I don't use them that much. Next up, we're going to go with green. That just happens to be the next color that's up here. Although sifting through it just a little bit, I don't anticipate very much coming out of this. But let's grab a couple to start. I really like this frame. It might not be an exact match of green, but it might work with one of the opposing colors. Like if I used it on this one, there's no green on there, so it kind of works. But again, you want stuff that has multiple uses, like this mint green's much more pliable than the other green was. And this darker green doesn't really go. Could go, but it doesn't really go, so I'm not going to include it. Everything could potentially go with your kit. You could make anything work with your kit. That's the beauty about it. But you want to limit yourself, which I have a very hard time doing, as you guys know, because I love to pick out different things and mixing and matching. So we have a couple more pieces in here that I see that might go. I'm just going to pull them out individually. That's the wrong shade of green. Sorry if you can hear my cat meowing in the background. She wants to come in here because she loves to spend time in here, but she's loud, so I can't let her in here all the time. But I think that's going to be pretty much it for this green pile. Now there is a cactus I think I'm going to include because we did go to a conservatory botanical gardens thing, which it's a weird green color, but we'll see if we can make that work. Next up is blue, if I can find it. It's on my tin here somewhere. Let's see. I'm knocking stuff over now. So if we do blue, now I have a lot of blue. This does not have a lot of blue. I have a lot of blue die cuts, but this does not have a lot of blue. We have a couple shades in here, and I know there's like one more down here. There's like this one, which is more of a denim-y blue. So I'm not going to pull out all the blues. I'm just going to kind of sift through them because I don't need to make a mess. These two specifically pick out my mind. I did pull out a different tag from the same 7 Gypsies set earlier, which this is going to fall over, so I'm going to put it in this tin here. And then this light blue tab works well. Got some postage stamp looking things here. Oh, these have numbers of days on them, so I'm not going to use those. Although, I suppose they could work. I'll include them. Just a couple blue things here and there. Don't really like that one. I know I do have some navy in here now that I think about it, so I'm going to look and see if there's anything navy-wise. I have these stars, which are fun. Those are from Chamel. I also have this globe. I have a bunch of these globes, actually. I bought them at the dollar store, I think. A whole pack of them. They're like a teacher's pack thing. I'm going to include these two frames, navy and a like more greeny pastel one. Other than that, I think that's it. I'm not going to include too much. There's this arrow that's navy that I'll include as well, but I think that's it. If I need something else, I can always go back to my stash, which is really, really nice because it's all right here. Next up is orange and yellow. Orange and yellow, which, to be honest, I don't really need in this kit. I do have a little bit of yellow, but not too much. I'm going to pull out some more of these tags. These match the other ones I pulled out, but they're more of that mustard yellow that's in this pink paper over here. This Dear Lizzie pack has that mustardy yellow, and so does this one, which is from the Craftsmith paper pad. Like this is really cute with this color scheme. So I'm gonna pull this out. This is Dear Lizzie, American Crafts. Got a journaling spot that might work well. But other than that, that's it for die cuts. I am going to pull out some tags. As you saw, I do have some tags in my regular color sorting, and then I just also have a tag section. And that's because if you put things in multiple places that you have duplicates of, you're more likely to use it because you'll find it quicker. So I'm going to include some of these tags, I think. Now I have colored tags, but I'm really interested in like the manila tags. Maybe this green, it doesn't really go, so I'm going to put that tag back. This minty green, it's very, very bold, and it's also faded, so I'm going to put that one back. Nothing too crazy, just kind of looking through. I'd bring them all over here, but that would make a mess, so I'm not going to do that right now. This one would work well, just plain neutral. I got some of these heart tags. Again, I use these a lot for journaling, so that's why I'm looking through all of them. We got just a plain white one. We got this gray one, which is from Pink Paisley. That's enough tags. If I need a tag, I'll find a tag. But again, just pulling out some extra pieces like tags and doilies will really help you move along in your designing. Next up, we have bags and doilies. These mini sacks are almost an identical match to my kit. The pink matches very well. It looks brighter here, but it's not. The blue, not so much, but the green and the purple, I do have a little bit of purple, so I'm going to include these. And then doilies. I have a variety of doilies just laying around. We got pink, we got white, we got, what other colors would I want? Let's see. I do have some blues, but I don't think they really match. We got mint and gold. Pull out some of these, just so we're more likely to use them, because if you left them in the packaging, you're probably less likely to use them. Put those back. I've got other gold. I do have black. Now, I usually love a black doily every now and then. I think it adds a very, very high contrast which I like, to my layouts. What color is this one? That blue again, we don't need blue. And then we also have things like bags. So I have some of these. These are called Treat Bags by Typecast. And these remind me of DC a lot because they have that vintage look. I might include all of them, I just wanted to look inside. They also come with stickers. But this map one reminds me of the museums. And even this rose and chevron one. So I'm going to include these but keep them in the bag because I don't want the bags to get ripped. But we're going to definitely include these. Very, very vintagey feeling. I'm trying to see if I have any more doilies that I want. I do have some yellow doilies, however, they're ginormous, very spring-like, and I think they're the wrong shade. I think they're a little too bright for what I'm going for here. And then I do have some other bags. I don't think I'll particularly want any of these. I have like some purple ones, some neutral ones. There's another one of those We Are Memory Keepers ones. Some Simple Stories ones. Again, not really what I'm looking for. And now's also a good time to include tissue paper. I just happened to see this pink tissue paper, which would work perfectly, so I'll include that. That's actually from some packaging from a company. And I think I also have some like journaling spots, like these little holders over there. So if you want to include something like this, you can include that. I don't need those, that's the wrong shade of yellow, but definitely include doilies and bags during this step of your process. Now, when I was looking at my tags, I kind of forgot that I would need something to thread through. And I also like stitching on my layouts, so I think I might also grab some colors of thread. If you guys didn't know, use embroidery thread too. You can do a little paper piercing on your paper and then stitch through them. So I might try to see if I have anything. I know I don't have a mint color. I have some white, obviously. So maybe we'll do a pink and a black. Kind of just have that reminder in there that we could do some piercing and then stitch. Because that's always an option. You just gotta remember to use it, which I think having stuff in your stash will help you kind of remember. So I think that's it for this section. We covered a lot. I'll spread out some of the stuff here so you guys can kind of see it a little bit better. But we got the pinks and the blues. I didn't have that much mint color in my stash like I thought I did. But here's just some of the things that we pulled out. Again, I'm going to try to figure out a way to store them, and then you'll see that in the last video where I do the kit share. And I even have some of my homemade embellishments up here because you guys wanted to see those. But I'm really excited about sharing this kit with you. And this is the 4th episode in this series, and if you guys haven't watched the other ones, definitely check them out. I have the playlist linked down below. And then also be sure to stay tuned and subscribe for the 5th video in the series, where we will do mixed media and stamps and all those little bits at the end. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. And I'll see you guys next time for the next installment of this series. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!